Hey everyone! Happy Sunday! Evening time. Oh, I feel better after taking a couple days off. I know I said I might be back on Saturday, but that didn't happen. I decided I liked sleeping. I did some of that yesterday, and actually I wasn't sure when I was gonna come on today, and I was sitting and watching some YouTube and literally falling asleep, and I was like, maybe I'll take a nap and then I'll stream, and so like I laid down and closed my eyes, and I'm like for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, now I'm not tired, so I guess I'll just get up and stream. So here I am. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. What's going on? Nothing's going on. I'm back. Gonna start with something made a sound over here, and I don't know what it was. I'm just like, well, okay. Well, nothing is on fire, so I hopefully that's a good sign. Anyhow, gonna start with night style tonight. So I'm gonna get that going, and see where we go from there. Ooh. Man, I'm telling you, on Thursday when I was streaming, like my back, my back and my neck and shoulders were just like, why would you do this? But they all feel better. Like still a little bit sore, but not too bad. Like normal sore. Oh yeah, that's right, night style. So we're up to 60 frames now. You know, I mentioned it when I did the beatmania US stream, that, as I'm sure many of you know, like beatmania US is just like reskinned ninth style, with different music, of course, too. But I had forgotten how much it really is just ninth style. Like even the intro music, the theme, and let's see, probably the menu music. Yeah, it's all the same. And that, you know what, I didn't realize it even like the whole like computer theme thing with main system run. I don't think that's quite the same. But so I thought that I thought beatmania US had something like login or something like that. But anyway, Fuchsia Sniper, hello, and SeaWorld fan, good to have you aboard. All right, how about new music? What's a good? You know, I'm looking at some of these and thinking, wait, I've done these before, but then I forgot that we had skipped forward to 2DX Gold. So I was like, oh yeah, that's why. Oh, hey, Love Shine. Why not? Seems like it's a good place to start as any. Oh man, so I was saying that like my my legs, my back, and my neck were feeling better, but wow. So I haven't really played at all since Thursday, and so I'm just jumping right back in. My fingertips are still tender. Like as soon as I started pressing the keys, I'm like, oh, that's still, those are still a little tender. But I play 2DX so heavy, like little hammers, just like bam, 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 bam. It's even worse when I play Poppin'. With Poppin', it's just like, and usually somewhere in my second or third song of Poppin', I can start like feeling my pulse in my fingers, just like dum 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 dum, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta like back off a little bit, or I'm gonna just have like swollen, you know, like mitten hands or whatever. All right. Love this BGM. Yeah, it's cute. How is everyone? I hope everyone's doing great. And Jorge, how you doing? Welcome in. You thought this would have love to me? It might. I could it might be in the it might be in old songs. Old music. Oh, doesn't look like it. Well, if we make it to another style, I'm sure we'll probably come across it. I have to play bag. Is the PPO on bag slow or on 2DX like on DDR? I don't know. Let's find out. One 130. That sounds pretty not slow actually. But hey, let's do this challenge mode, right? High speed 0. High speed none. No high speed. Is there still low speed? I could do low speed. Oh, I'm just spitting all over everything. That's nice. Ooh. Well, it's good to know I can read kind of slow. Badly. Lots of greats, but whatever. It's a pass. I will take it. Hey, SFJ. How are you doing? Yeah, it has been a while since you've been in. Glad you could make it tonight. But yeah, so, you know, that chart, I don't think it's very hard. It's just that if you actually do it slow, it's just like DDR. Like, it's not a hard chart. It's just when it's all collapsed into this wall of arrows and you can't really tell what the rhythm is anymore, that it becomes hard. Is there still low speed? Yeah, I don't see low speed. I guess that's not a thing anymore. Because that would be the challenge. Do it on like low speed 1 or low speed 2, and then you just get that wall of arrows where you can't even like tell, is that 2 together? Is that a chord, or are they slightly off? I can't even tell. Just bash it, hope for the best. Bad boy bass! Oh, classic. Got this key light that's being dumb. It'll probably start working again. Song's kind of repetitive, but I like it anyway. Fun times. Yeah. Oh, so SFJ, you haven't. I guess you haven't tuned in for any of these. Yeah, I've got a. There's a PS2 tucked away inside there, and I've got an adapter to interface the PlayStation with the 2DX I/O, so it controls all the keys and the turntables and the lights and all that kind of stuff. Makes it work. I was complaining earlier. Okay, see, like now this key light's working. So I don't know why, but these key lights, they all work. And I've like taken, ever since I've had the machine, like I'll take them out and I'll clean them and like clean the contacts and kind of make everything good, and they seem to work for a while, and then they get a little bit like iffy, and they'll just stop. Like you'll click it and it won't light up, and then later on it will. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad, I guess. So yeah, so since the PlayStation does not control the lights at all, because it doesn't know about them. So basically, the board is programmed to do two things. We've tied. The obvious thing is, if you push a key, light it up. Like that's pretty obvious, right? So that was easy. And then all of the buttons are also tied to one of the lights up top. So basically, as you're pushing each of the buttons, it'll light one or more of the lights up top. And that was just kind of make them do something, right? And then the turntable will light them all up. And then the neons there's bass detection. So basically, we're just kind of listening for the beat and turning them on with the beat. So it was like the most interactive thing we could think of to do without having actual like commands coming from the PlayStation the way you would from the arcade. Because obviously with the arcade, everything's programmed. It's like do this, do these things. But we don't have that with the PlayStation. So we had to come up with something else. I might as well switch over since I've exited the menu already anyway. Let's switch over to double. Why? Because I like double. And also because I can already feel my right hand being like, screw you, buddy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, I'll get my left hand to be busy too. Oh yeah, some Nekomata Master. It's always nice. Try to cheese that. Bash. Oh, so much of that was so sloppy. That, ooh, rough. What was the arcade that I bought this from like? It was a Putt-putt, if you know Putt-putt. It was, gosh. It was a music game mecca for a while. Because they had, what did they had, they had a DDR cabinet, which they had like every mix-in for a while. Like, I'm trying to remember what it was when they first got it. Like, 4th mix, I think? And then they had, you know, like, 5th and Max 2 and Extreme. Like, they actually kept upgrading it as they went along. They got an ITG2 cabinet. Did they have Pump? I can't remember if they did. I don't remember Pump, but they might have. Then they had this cabinet, which was 4th style the whole time. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, a bunch of people I knew would hang out there. It's not in my town. It's like a couple hours north of me, so I didn't go there a lot. But they had some events, and I would go up there for different like tournaments and events, and yeah, it was a fun time. but they didn't take the best care of their machines. But I rescued one. Anyway, yeah. Well, I think the thing about Putt-putts is, as far as I know, I think Putt-putt's like a franchise, or a licensing deal or whatever. So I think each one is kind of, it's locally owned and operated, so they can kind of do whatever they want for the most part. Oh man, one of my childhood memories actually has to do with a putt-putt. Not that putt-putt. This one actually was in town, although it's no longer there at all. So as far as I know, the putt-putt that I'm talking about, where this machine came from, is still there, still operating. I think they had of course they had putt-putt, right? But they also had go-karts. They might have batting cages. I can't remember. I didn't really care about that stuff, so it's is that a thing? Yeah, whatever. And they still have an arcade as far as I know, but I don't think they have any music games left that I know of. They might, but I don't know. It's been years since I've been up there. Honestly, I'm trying to think if I've been there since I bought this machine. And I bought this machine in 2008. I think I have been there maybe once or twice since then, but not recently. Like I said, mostly I went there for events, and there haven't been any events. There have been very few events anywhere in the state. Never mind there. So, just not some place that I've gone very much in recent memory. What was it? Oh, I was telling a story about putt-putt. There was a putt-putt in town that I used to go to in high school, when I was in high school, and because they had this deal every Saturday. It's Super Saturday, which is crazy to me because it's every other place always has deals, right, on off days when it's not as busy. It's what the GameWorks where I first started playing DDR at had $10 Tuesday. So you pay $10 and you get to play all day on Tuesday, because otherwise who goes to the arcade on Tuesday, right? And well, we did, because you said $10, play all we want. Sure, yeah. But no, this putt-putt had Super Saturday, and on Saturday it was you paid $5 and you got I don't remember, 50 tokens and a hot dog and a drink and a round of putt-putt or something like that. And it's just are you kidding me? That's a great deal. Now, I mean, that was the early 90s. Dating me, right? But still, $5. Even then, that's dirt cheap for all of that stuff. So, yeah, that was definitely my hangout place. I would go. That was long before DDR existed. But yeah, I'd go there and hang out on a Saturday and play video games, because that was fun. All right. Well, anyway, the one near you has an ITG cab. Nice. All right. Sorry if you're asking too much about the arcade machine. That's fine. You can ask. That's part of the stream. Talking some tech, telling some stories, making some bad jokes, hanging out. But you said you want to ask what sound each speaker on the cabinet produces. Are you talking about the bass and treble? Are you talking about voices? Or so far as I know, I think you're talking. This one is a little bit tipped. I don't think anything is isolated, so it's not key sounds only come to these speakers. I think everything is playing all of the sounds. It is stereo, so it is separated left and right, at least. There is probably a low pass filter on these, so that these are mostly just bass. Because woofers sound like shit if you try and send treble through them. So I I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna guess that there's probably a low pass filter on those, so that's just bass. But then the top speakers are basically just mid range and treble, separated left and right. Nothing, nothing very exciting really. It sounds fine. It's it's okay. If you want good sound, you want Beatmania 3. That thing is friggin' ridiculous. First of all, it has so many goddamn speakers on it. It's just like, hello, let's just put speakers everywhere and lights, and it actually. So most of the Bimani games, like the sound systems, they're fine. They're nothing special. The speakers are okay. The amps are okay. They sound fine. I think they're kind of relying on the fact that usually you're in a loud arcade, so it's like you're not going to hear it very clearly anyway, so good enough is good enough, right? But Beatmania 3 actually sounds good. And loud as fuck. I mean, it's just like so many damn speakers, and and the other thing is 2DX has this like little effector board here, which I mean doesn't do a whole lot, but in Beatmania 3 there is actually like a piece of DJ rack equipment inside, like literally an effector module, like rack mount thing that's like, the size of a stereo, a piece of stereo equipment, right? And it's like literally just rack mounted in there. It's the same type of thing that like an actual DJ would have had in their gear at the time. Now obviously that was like, late 90s, so it's like 20 years ago. So like it's not something that you would have now, but it was a real piece of like audio equipment, and it's just in there, and then they brought the controls up onto a panel, so like if you're using the effectors, you are actually doing like for real DJ shit with like the echo and reverb and all that kind of stuff, whereas this is just some kind of like filter in the sound card, like whatever. So yeah, that's that. Basically mid-range and treble up here, bass in the bottom. There is a bass shaker in the stage that just kind of like, it's kind of like a giant rumble pack. So it kind of vibrates and you can kind of feel it in your feet. Obviously that's tied to the bass as well. What I learned is don't turn it up too loud because it actually starts to rattle and it sounds like garbage. But I mean, is this the 2DX cabinet with LED lights for 2DX Lightning cabinet? This is a regular ass 2DX cabinet, like, not a Lightning cabinet. Those are brand new. If I was going to spend 20,000 plus, it would not be on an arcade machine. It would be on, I don't know, a new car or something. But no, this is just a like first gen original 2DX cabinet. With a replacement monitor. This is a 42-inch Panasonic Plasma, and actually replacement speakers. These are the correct speakers that went on the 2DX cabinets at the time. They're the Bose, I think it's like 101 MMG or something like that. I can look at the back. Yeah, 101 MMG. When I got the cabinet, it had some like generic speakers on it. I don't know. This is actually, as far as I know, this is an Asian region cabinet because it came with fourth style in it, and the license screen, the thing that says usually like for sale and use in Japan only, blah blah blah, whatever. it says for sale and use in, um, I forget. It's like, you know, Asia, blah, whatever, excluding Japan or something like that. I yeah. Basically, back then it was like it's a Korean cabinet, it's a Japanese cabinet, or it's everywhere else. Everywhere else in Asia, at least, because then there weren't really um, any what do you call? There weren't any other. There weren't, like North American region, not for 2DX anyway. There wasn't for or European region for those. But anyway, I do not know for sure. I know with like DDR, the Korean and the Asian cabinets were slightly different than the Japanese cabinets. Like the build quality wasn't quite as nice, and they used some different components. I don't know if that was the same case for 2DX. I honestly have not seen enough 2DX cabinets of this age to compare to. But as far as I can tell, I think they're pretty much the same. But I don't know if maybe in the Asian region cabinet they used different speakers. I don't know. But the speakers that were on it were kind of and they were kind of beat up too. So I went and imported some of the correct Japanese speakers, these Bose ones. And actually, it's funny because at the time I didn't have the correct mounts for them either. Because I got the correct speakers fairly soon after the cabinet and replaced them, but I had to like make some mounts for it, and that's what was on the machine until this year actually. And this year I was searching around on Yahoo Auctions Japan, like you do, for parts, and I wasn't actually looking for that, but I happened to come across a pair of the speakers that had been pulled off of a cabinet, and they had the mounts with them. And the mounts are these like they're hinged, so you can like turn them. I don't know why. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but that's how they work. And I was like, oh neat, I could get those and have the right mounts for once. 10 years later, but more than 10 years later. So I did that. I bought those. I bought the speakers. It was the speakers with the mounts on them. I actually took the mounts off and I had sold the speakers because I didn't need them. I had the speakers already. So somebody is using those speakers for something. I hope they like them. All right. So that was story time for that. The 2DX beatmania PC are huge. I don't know that there's. I think there's a few different models, and I have seen some, and they're in like like sort of a mini or a mid tower. But I've seen some also that are much smaller than that. So I don't know. I have one, but I only got the motherboard, like the main board for it, with no case. So I just like threw it into a case, a pretty small case. So mine is not terribly huge, but that's that. SeaWorld fan, you've been working on your own home arcade? Cool. What is the red display supposed to show? Oh, the LED display. So this one, normally, like in real arcade 2DX, it usually says things like, welcome to beatmania 2DX. It'll show like the song title. I think it says like clear when you finish a song and stuff like that. Again, we don't have any. There's nothing. There's no programming in the PlayStation 2 versions of the game to run this sign. So, and we don't have any way of even knowing like what song is being played or anything like that. So like we didn't really have anything to do with with this sign. So it was like, throw turntable position on it, because it was just something that would, it was sort of a diagnostic in a way, because you could kind of see like, oh, okay, like the turntable is working, and then it was just kind of a like, well, it looks sort of cool, and at least it's doing something that sort of has to do with the game, so we just left it, and but it's a 9-position display, and the turntable has it has 8-bit resolution, so it goes from 0. Hold on. 0. Ignore the last digit for a second. Up to 255. Oops, I went too far. It's up to 255. So like the actual sensor that's in here has 256 positions, and so we're basically just displaying what position it's in. And then this last digit is actually just a little counter, because what we found is there's actually a little there's kind of a bug, if you will, in the IO, that it can sometimes like double fire, or like, I can't remember if it like double fires or it back ticks. I think it back ticks. So like if you push it, counterclockwise, for instance, it'll read a counterclockwise, but then it'll read a clockwise immediately afterward. And apparently the arcade software like knows about this and compensates for it, but of course we don't. The PlayStation software doesn't know anything about that, so it just blindly interprets all of those commands. And so what we found was trying to navigate the menus was a real pain in the ass, because you would like, move it forward a song, and it would like go forward and jump back, or you'd go forward 2 and jump back. And so what we did was we just added a little bit of a quick timer in there. I don't even remember however long this is to count from. I can't even tell what number it's starting at. I guess 6 down to 0. That might be 6 milliseconds? I can't remember what that is. That might be a second? I don't think it's a second. I think it's less than that. But basically a very short amount of time during which basically we're ignoring any additional inputs from the turntable. The thought being, there is never any chart in 2DX that has 2 turntable notes that close together, so we're not ever missing anything, but we're also eliminating that kind of like stuttery jumpingness in the menu. So that's what that was. And then so we ended up with 4 digits for each turntable, and then we had an extra position, and I was like, put a little spinny thing in it, because why not? Like, it just seemed like something to do, so it has a little spinny thing in it. So, oh yeah, Sound Voltex. I do have a Sound Voltex cabinet. Mine's playing whatever the 4th one, Heavenly Haven. I don't. Vivid Wave was new hardware, so I didn't get that. Someday. Can you turn your PlayStation 2 into a Python 2? I mean, technically, I suppose you can. But, so, essentially, a Python 2 is just a metal box with literally a PlayStation inside of it. Like a full retail PlayStation 2, Japanese region, midnight blue color. I don't know why. They were always midnight blue. And then it's got it's hooked up to an I/O board. So Could you, if the question is, if I had a Python 2 shell with the I/O board in it, could I replace the PlayStation 2 that's in it with my own PlayStation 2? I believe the answer is yeah. I think it should work. I don't know if it cares what region it is. So I know that the Python 2 the PlayStation 2 in the Python 2 is a Japanese region PlayStation. I don't know if that matters. It might. So that might be your only your only like gotcha. But otherwise, like, can you just take a PlayStation 2 and turn it into a Python 2? Like, the answer is no, not really, because you're missing the whole I/O interface, which is completely outboard from the PlayStation. It's not like you can mod your PlayStation to have that. It's more than that. It's its own full thing. So that's the short answer, I guess. Hopefully that made some sense to you. Anyway, I've been talking for a little while, so I'm going to play a song. If there's anything anybody wants to hear, let me know. I can play that. In the meantime, I am going to play... Oh! Throttle the Mercury is on here? Oh, I want to play this, but I want to play it with the big video. Because if it's what I think it is so ridiculous. Dear game, thank you for putting these in alphabetical... There, okay, they are. Dear Brian, pay the hell attention, you idiots. Okay, high speed 2? Seems like a thing. I mean, it is a speed. 2 is a number. It starts at 22. I thought it started at 20. Let's make us some noodles. Let's go fishing. We caught a tran. What the fuck? And a steak. It's really hard to watch the video and play the game at the same time. Fishing and just caught a steak like that? Oh, 2DX. Dumb 2DX videos. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Alright. Do I think it's possible to buy a machine like mine in 2020? You know, so this style, yes, absolutely. But this particular, this particular generation of it, like first gen machine, I have not actually seen one for sale anytime recently. So the 2DX cabinet has gone through a bunch of like incremental upgrades or changes. I don't know. Some of them you might consider upgrades. Some of them I think are just, they're not necessarily better or worse. It's just different. Because before it got to the Lightning cabinet, which is a completely different design. So can you get one that looks like this? Yes. In fact, they're probably going to start becoming even more common because the Lightning cabinet's out. So I imagine that places are starting to replace their 2DX machines with Lightning cabinets, and that will make the old versions available. But what I was going to say is this particular style, I know some of the things that they've changed over the years. Obviously, first of all, they got rid of the bacon strips logo, and replaced it with the new Konami logo. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I think some machines have the new Konami logo, which actually has changed twice since then, right? Because it's not significantly, but it was Konami in the new font with the little serifs or whatever in that like red band that had the point at the end. And then at some point they got rid of the red band, and now it's just the word Konami, but it's like the same font and spacing and everything. And then I want to say that some machines might have the 2DX, like the DJ 2DX logo here instead of the Konami logo. I can't remember if that's true or not, though. That might be me making things up in my head. But anyway, the newer cabinets, they've gone through a whole bunch of different monitors over time. Like the original monitor was a rear projection LCD, and then they shifted to a direct view CRT. Like the original monitor, I think, was a 40-inch rear projection LCD, and then the CRT was a 34. It was smaller. It was a smaller monitor, but it was a direct view CRT widescreen. Like that's cool. And it was smaller enough though that they had to put this giant like metal bezel around it to kind of fill this space. It looks cool. Like it's a cool look. And then they switched to an LCD, flat panel. I don't know what size those are. 40 probably. And I think they've used a few different LCDs over time. And a lot of that is just like, what's available, because obviously in the beginning, I'm sure they wanted to use a big monitor, and so that rear projection LCD was probably the best that they could do at the time. And then the CRT, those monitors died a lot apparently. That's why I ended up with a replacement monitor, because the first time I saw this cabinet, the Putt-putt, it did have its original monitor and it worked, but at some point it died, and I guess got thrown away. Like I did not receive it. But anyway, yeah, I think they've been through a few different LCD panels at this point, to my knowledge, just because we're talking about the span of literally 20 years. It's like what you buy now, what you buy in 2010 is not necessarily going to be available in 2015 or 2018 or 2020, right? Like you just can't get that model anymore, and so they've changed it. And then the neon tubes are LED lights now. The top lights, I think, are LEDs also. Mine are halogens. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I can tell you another story for funsies. The lights in the lights down here in the woofers. They were the original ones were these blue CFLs, and they were a particular like prong based CFL that as far as I can tell, is only really sold in Japan. So I couldn't. They finally started to fail on me last year, I think it was, and so I opened up this whole thing, and I went to go pull the bulb out to see what it was, to see if I could get a replacement for it. And literally, like, I touched it, like, not even hard. I just kind of I touched it, and like to just grab onto it a little bit. I hadn't even like given it any pressure, and the tube just like cracked in my hand. I was like, ah. And it turned out, when I looked up in there, apparently those CFLs burned hot as hell. Like, the whole area around them is like noticeably darkened, and the wiring was just fried. Like, it was, I think, from all of the years of being hot when it's on and then cooling down when it's off, the insulation on all the wires had just become brittle and literally just flaked off. So you could see kind of like little pieces of insulation in the bottom of the in the bottom of the speaker housing, and it was literally just like bare ass electrical wires just hanging out there. And I'm like, well, that's not great. And anyway, so I'm looking at this, and I go online and I go to look for a replacement bulb, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to need a whole replacement ballast because all of this wiring is all fucked up too. And it turns out that you can still get that model of bulb, but you can only get it in white. Like, they've stopped making the colors. And so I was like, well, that sucks. And as like I said, the ballast and everything was all screwed up in there from just being hot and all messed up. So I was like, well, I hate to do it because I try not to modify cabinets if I can help it. So, like, if I ever have to replace something, I'm always trying to find a direct replacement of whatever it is. So even like down to a light bulb, I'll try and find that specific light bulb and put it in there. Even if it's expensive. I actually told this story on the last stream, I think. These stupid halogen bulbs up here, they're like 40-watt halogen bulbs. They're like $40 a piece. Like $35-$40 a piece in Japan. That's not on top of them. That's not on top of me, like paying a deputy to go buy them for me and then shipping them to America. So it's like I've got like $200 or $250 of stupid light bulbs up on the top of this thing. But that's me, being a purist, saying like, nope, I want to have the real thing, whatever it is that they used. Thanks a lot, Konami, for using $40 fucking light bulbs, because that's, whatever. They are pretty. Like, I'll give them that much. But especially some of these, man, I'm getting salty tonight. Got a mouth on me. Sorry, kids. I did mark the stream is not for kids thing in YouTube. It's not for kids. Yeah, because it isn't. But anyway, yeah. So I ended up having to like replace the whole fixture in here. Fortunately, like, it's covered by this part of the speaker. Like, the speaker, I want to call it a grill, but it's not a grill. It's just like a big sheet of plexi. Actually, I think it's Lexan. It's these windows on the bass speakers. I'll tell you, are actually built the same way as like DDR aero panels. Like, it's probably, what is that, a 1/4 inch or maybe almost a little bit more thick sheet of Lexan. Like, you can, I'm not gonna do it, but like, you could kick these like all day long and they'll be like, whatever. Like, you won't break it. You'll break your foot. Because they're literally made of the same thing that the Aero panels are. Unlike DDR's speaker panels, or worse yet, Pump It Up. That's just like real thin, like maybe 1/8 inch plexiglass. Like, you can crack those if you hit them hard enough. Pump It Up is the worst, actually, because not only is it a thin piece of plexiglass, but they've got the neon tubes mounted like right up to them, very close. So if you actually do hit it enough to like even flex it and not break it, you probably will touch. You'll make the plexi panel contact that neon tube, and you will shatter it. I've seen it done. I've not seen it happen, like, in real time. I've not seen somebody do it, but I have seen the aftermath of somebody doing that, where it's just like, oh, well, there's no neon tube in there anymore because it's just in pieces in the bottom of the speaker. Well, cool. So, don't abuse machines. It's not nice. Anyway, back to the story. So I ended up putting a, like, basic bitch ass light fixture in there. I mean, it's literally just like, a screw. I can't even think of what they're called. Like, there's it's like the E whatever. There is a name for that base, but it's your standard run of the mill, like, screw a light bulb in it fixture. And I ended up getting an LED bulb that was blue, and I put it in there, and I was like, oh, it was like a dark blue, and actually on camera it looked purple. Like, in real life it looked like a dark blue, but on camera it looked purple, and it didn't really match the neons up here, and then these the turntable lights. Which, by the way, the turntable lights are just like a little mini fluorescent tube wrapped in a blue light gel. When I bought it, the light gel, the light gel had been completely bleached clear. So, like, you could see on the edges of it that it was blue, but the rest of it was clear, and so this was just like a white light. So I went to, like, a theater lighting shop and bought, like, a blue gel and made myself a new gel for it to make it blue again. But anyway, so these weren't blue. These were like a dark blue, and it didn't match. And I was like, that sucks. And so I actually got those, like, programmable LED bulbs, and I put them in there instead. And then I, like, got the app on my phone, and I'm like dialing it in. I'm like, this blue, yeah, okay, this blue matches. So that's the kind of picky, anal retentive, like, trying to keep it original type of person that I am. Now, I suppose I could probably turn that app on and get it to, like, react to the light and like change colors and have, like, a little disco light show, which I thought about doing. It would be very inauthentic as far as, like, 2DX machines don't do that, but it might look kind of cool. But I have not tried that yet. So, whew, story time, man. That's cool, though. I'm glad. I'm glad you're all asking some questions. I hope I'm not, like, boring you too bad. If you take the 2 USB from the Python 2, you can plug it up to your PC, and StepMania will work with the I/O board of the DDR machine. I did not know that, but I can imagine that would work. Although, I'll give you a little bit of a funny little trivia bit. The 2 USB plugs that are plugged into the USB ports on the PlayStation 2 in a Python 2, one of them, yes, it does go from that port to the I/O board, the P2 I/O, and that's how the PlayStation and the I/O talk to each other. The other one, though, actually is just a ground. Like, it's plugged into the USB port, and if you follow the wire, it literally just goes to a screw post in the case. Like, it's not actually connected to anything, like, data-wise. It's just serving as, like, a ground. Fun, huh? But yeah, that makes sense that you could use a P2IO. Oh, we're getting some song requests here. Yep, I can do those. OMG, you never saw the old Konami logo as bacon strips. So I never thought of them as bacon strips either. I always thought I think it's supposed to be a K. Maybe, I don't know. At some point somebody called it the bacon strips logo, and ever since then I thought that was hilarious, and so I just kind of picked it up. I was like, yeah, the Konami bacon strips, you know. But yeah, I mean, you got your orange and you got your red, and they're kind of wavy like bacon. Yeah, Konami bacon strips, totally. Nothing wrong with keeping it OG. Well, I'm glad you appreciate that. It's just how I am. Like, I try and keep it as original as possible. I also make the excuse too, like, I know a lot of people like to mod their DDR stages, you know, and like countersync it and like raise the arrow panels up and all this other kind of stuff that they do. And I mean, that's fine. If that's what you're into, great. More power to you. But I personally, like, I'm an average player anyway, so I don't, like, I don't feel like I would get any benefit from doing any of those things. Like, I'm not trying to eke out that one extra perfect, you know, to AAA anything, because I'm already in, like, the double or triple digit greats anyway, so, But, but to me, I'm always thinking, it's like, if I am out in public and I see a DDR machine, it's not going to be modded. So I don't want to get used to a specific mod, so that if I go and play, you know, just anywhere, it's still, like, familiar and comfortable to me. Of course, nowadays, like, you if you see an old DDR machine, it's usually just broken, right? It's like, bam, it doesn't register any arrows, everything sucks, so. But, I mean, that's a whole nother problem entirely. Okay. What did I pick? Apparently I picked exit. Whoops. I saw a request up there for is it Rislim or Ricelim? I never know. I'm just gonna butcher the pronunciation of everything. So there. So that's a thing. I think I always said Ricelim, but I'm also often wrong. screwed up the end. Look at that. Passing. Just kidding. Boo! Brian sucks. I noticed the end, I think, was like, you know, alternating notes on both hands, and I think it was like, you know, white and blue, and I think on my left hand I was just doing 2 white keys, so I was literally just missing every other note, and I was off tempo anyway. So, but before I miss it, or before I forget, you said, wow, I'm scrolling way back here. You said Riceland remix on a Midsummer Night. Did you see Midsummer, the movie? I woke up in the middle of the night once, and I wander out to the living room, and my girlfriend is watching something on the TV, and I'm like, I just walked into the room, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It is so bizarre. I'm just like, what is happening? So, anyway, that was that story. That was the whole story. That was the whole story. That's all. Really weird movie. Cool, but whew, bizarro. Paranoia Survivor Max. Somebody always asking for Paranoia, although that's fine. Where was it? We haven't done Paranoia Survivor on stream yet, so there you go. I don't think I've beaten Paranoia Survivor on DDR PS. That is actually too slow, I think. Watch, the high speed 2 is going to be too fast. I need like 1.5, but we don't have half speed yet, because of course we don't. So you know what? I'm gonna bail on this also because I'm also remembering that this is where the video comes from that has like the DDR machine like forming and all that stuff, which is actually like pretty cool. So if I'm gonna like miserably fail a song, I might as well like see a nice video to go with it. tell how much I don't know this song because I've missed every one of those slowdowns. I'm just like, oh yeah, it slows down here. Oh, okay. Also, single is a little bit easier than double, so I at least passed it. Okay. Gradius, I am so far behind in the chat, obviously, so I'll try and catch up. But Gradius says, hi, hello, and can you play You Gotta Groove? I can. If I can find it. There it is. Let's play it as a double. It's only a 2? Really? A 6 in 14 key. Okay, let's try it. Like, I should be able to do a 6. That song just kind of ends. It's like, and you're done. Wow, look at that good attack. I'm so good at this game. See, it tells me, good, you're good. D. Wow. Oh, 2DX. I love how grades and pass-fail have nothing to do with each other. Or almost nothing to do with each other. All right. Talked about the bacon strips. It's interesting. I always wondered what owning an arcade cabinet was like. Sounds like a lot of technical work and frustration. It can be. The funny thing about... So, I have gotten arcade cabinets that were fine. Where it's just like, literally, you know, get it off the truck, get it in the house, turn it on, play it. Great. Unfortunately, that is rare. Usually it's like something needs to happen to it. And part of that is good, in a way, because like if there's something broken, oftentimes you can get it a lot cheaper. And sometimes the thing that's broken is not actually that big of a deal. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of like trying to figure out how things work and how to fix things and all that kind of stuff. But once you've got an arcade cabinet like running, the thing about it is like the amount that you're going to play it or even have it on in your home is so much smaller than what it's going to be like if it were in an arcade. Because you figure in an arcade, it's probably, that machine minimally is probably going to be on 12 hours a day, every day of the week. and then get played however long, however many times. In your home, like, even if you played it every day, which I'll tell you, you're not gonna. Um, I go, I can go months without. Well, some of the machines might actually go, a whole year without it being turned on. But yeah, there's definitely machines that don't get turned on for months at a time. Especially because it's like because I'm only one person and I've got like 16 games or something like that. So if it's just me here, I'm just gonna turn on the game that I'm gonna play, and that's it. So like tonight, 2DX is on, everything else is off, because why bother? But even if you're gonna play it every night, every day, what are you gonna play it for? 3 hours at a time, maybe 4, and then that's it. So like the amount that the machine gets used is just so much less than in an arcade, that once you get it, working well, the amount of maintenance that you have to do on it is not so bad. Like, I'm not saying you don't have to take care of it, because you do. I mean, at least, wipe the damn thing down, because, like, dust is going to settle on it, if nothing else. But the amount of things that break oftentimes are not that bad, because it's just not getting used that much. And it's designed to be used a lot more than it's going to get used in a house. Now, a lot of these things do start to just break down over time. I mean, shoot, DDR is an over 20-year-old game at this point. So there's definitely things in the cabinet that just start to fail, even if you don't use them. And that's so those are the types of things that you have to learn, about to keep them working and get them fixed. But like I said, overall, it's not terrible. Unless you get a cabinet that's like in super distress, which I have had some. This 2DX cabinet is probably one that I put of all the cabinets that I have, I would say it's definitely in the top 3 for like amount of work that I had to put into it to get it to work well. It was a wreck when I got it. That's those are my thoughts on that. You always thought the Konami was a plus sign? Yeah, okay, I can see it. Or a diamond. I still like bacon strips, though. I think it's funny. You thought the logo stood for a racing flag or something. I mean, maybe. It does have like a speed look to it. Did 2DX cabs use the older pre-1998 Konami Italic font? I don't think so. I think that predates 2DX. Have I already played Bad Boy Bass? I have, but I played it as a single, so I could play it as a double, because why not? Which style? 9th? Yes, you got that answered. Like, got it answered in the chat. You guys are on it. Cool, you like the theme to this one. Can I please play 1 or 8? I can. B for Brian. Whatever grade I got, yeah. Perno says, way easier on 2DX difficulty scaling terms. Yes, that is true. It is easier in 2DX than it is in DDR. But let's see. The sound. I don't know what sound you were talking about, but okay. You kind of wish DDR used this video instead of the Extreme 2 one. Yeah. Naoki chasing tag for some reason. Funny. You got a groove. Yep, we did that for an anniversary event. Played an old version song. What is my favorite 2DX? I don't know. I think I think probably it's either six style. Can't talk. Six style. I feel like six style was kind of when I was like the first one I ever played was fourth style. But I feel like when I started actually like getting into the game and playing it and trying to like, you know, be okay at it, I think sixth style was what was current. So I feel like I played a lot of sixth style. I'm also a sucker for Eurobeat, so there's a lot of that in there. So sixth style or possibly gold, which is what 14, I think, and that is probably because just familiarity. Like when I finally got a PC that would run the games, like the real, you know, PC-based arcade games, gold was what was like new at the time, and so I ended up playing a lot of it. So that one is pretty familiar to me, and I like it. And then honestly, like I just haven't played like gold also happens to be kind of the last time that I played 2DX regularly. Like I've played a little bit of everything since then. Well, not everything, but a little bit of most things since then, but very little bit. And actually, I'm behind now. Like I think I've played Rootage once. I have not played Heroic Verse at all, and then whatever the new one is, Bistrover or whatever, just freaking made up names. But yeah, I haven't played that at all either. So and then yeah, whatever. So that's my answer to that question, I guess. Am I almost caught up? Not really. You guys are talking a lot. Well, actually, the thing is, I'm talking a lot, and so I'm missing what you're saying. But we had a request for Bad Boy Bass, which I said I would play as a double because I haven't yet, and 1 or 8. So let me grab those two real quick. Not another, because I'm a wuss. Is that? Oh, that's a fail. I lack confidence right now in my ability to pass a 7 on double. So I'm gonna be a wuss and just play it. So I asked in a previous stream what direction you normally scratch, and I was saying I tend to scratch away from me, and I noticed that like that song had a whole lot of just like isolated turntables where it's just like one and then back to keys, and I think I hit every single one of those away from me. So that is definitely how I roll, or turn, or scratch, as it were. Now, obviously, if it's like, two or more turntable notes in succession, then I will, pull it back. Especially if it's like a lot, because then obviously you do a real scratch motion, right? But anyway, I noticed while I was playing, so I thought I'd say something about that. And what was it, 1 or 8? Well, which is it, 1 or 8? I'm funny. Oh wow, that's a 7 on light 7, or light 14. And a fail. A previous fail. Well, let's try it. Sorry in advance, probably gonna fail, but hey, you never know. Not a complete, total mess, disaster. Oh no. Okay, I was never passing, so yeah, whatever. Hey, but I raised my grade to a B. Still a fail, because 2DX doesn't care what your grade is. Wow, alright. I feel like I had something to say about that, but I've already forgotten it, so oh well. Blah, 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 blah. Trying to catch up again. Can I play Wanna Party by Ram? Yes, yes I can. I'm glad y'all are asking me, can I play it? Yes, I can play it. Can you pass it? Who knows? I picked the wrong song, didn't I? Did I? I did. Wanna... Wait, what is it? Wanna Party. Am I missing it? Okay, so these are in... I don't see it. Oh, maybe I don't have it unlocked? I guess that's possible. Oh! Is it old? Am I in all music? Yeah, I am in all music. I don't know. I don't see that song. So update me if something else, and then we'll we'll figure that out. Hey Antoine, yes, playing console 2DX, and yes, it is night. Oh, the action figures. I will answer that question in a second. Okay, so I just did Bad Boy Bass. I'm not going to do that a third time. And I don't think Toxic is in here, is it? I think that's yeah, that's beatmania US only. Oh, you think it's in 2DX Red? Okay. Well, we'll get there eventually. When I get through all 13 CS styles, I'm going to show off the extra Toxin videos in 6 style. You know, I thought about doing that when I had 6 style in. We could do that. Wisconsin, cool. Last 2DX you played was Cannonballers. Yeah, that's 25, I think. I think I played Cannonballers once, maybe twice. Move and jive with Bad Boy Bass, yeah. Lots of Distrover. Well, you're one up on me because I have not played it yet. Wonder 8 can be a good Prodigy song. Is it me, or is the timing on this style a bit off? Well, so I know 9th style is like famously bad in the arcade because it was the first PC game that they did. But hey, let me try and play a song so that I can make it be quiet. I do not. I'm kind of skipping around the chat looking for song suggestions. Love to Feel Your Body. I do not see 80s Capsule. I thought I saw that one. Yeah, okay. You got that? Yeah, so I'll answer some of these questions that you guys have. I was just gonna play a song and leave it at the results screen. That way it's quiet. So it's like I really want to groove and like like get into playing, but I'm just not quite good enough. It's like every time I like try and do something more than just hit the notes, and it's like, oh, I'm doing bad. But whatever. I'll deal with it. Anyway, the question about these. So let me. Ooh, I'm slipping on this pad because it's not tacked down. I will show you real quick. So in Japan, I think usually in like UFO catchers or whatever, they have these figure collections, and they so you can like win these as redemption prizes. But let's see if I can. And then this is like the box of one of the ones that's out. I actually have a whole bunch of these, and so I think I've complained about this on a previous stream, but I went through a phase where it's like I just wanted to like collect things. I wanted to have stuff. It's like, ooh, there's merch. Let's get merch. That's cool. Like have the thing. But I have, like you can obviously see in my storage room, a whole bunch of things that are just like never see the light of day. Like I have them, but they're serving no purpose whatsoever. And some people are into that. Like some people like to collect things just to collect them. I personally, at this point, am like, I don't want to do that anymore. If I like, there's nothing wrong with collecting things, but if I'm gonna collect it, it's because I need to do something with it. So, like if it's a game, obviously you play it, easy. But if it's like a toy or something like this, I want to display it. So like if I get a poster or a figure or something like that, I want to like have an idea in mind. It's like I'm going to put that here so that people, including myself, can see it. Now, that rule, if you so to speak, came about after I had already collected a bunch of stuff that I didn't have an idea of what I was going to do with yet. So I still have a lot of stuff that's in storage that I have not ever done anything with. I want to try and get it out so that it can be seen. It's one of those projects that I probably should be doing while I'm stuck at home in COVID, right? During COVID, not having COVID. Thankfully. Dodged that bullet so far. Mostly because I just stay home because I'm scared. So anyway, but in more recent times, there have been a lot of collectibles that have like come and gone where I'm like, ooh, that's really cool. I should buy a Brian. You've got a bunch of this stuff already in storage that nobody ever sees, including you. And I'm like, you're right. All right, I just pass. So, like, I have bought very few collectibles lately. If I can start getting some of these things like out and displayed, or sold, I suppose. Like if I really am just never going to show it, pass it on to somebody else. But if I can get a lot of this stuff out of storage, then maybe I'll start, collecting things again. But I'm a lazy asshole, and that hasn't happened yet. I wanted to show these real quick too. In addition to the like character figures, they also have these little like mini cabinets. So you can see that we got a poppin' music cabinet and a 2DX cabinet. I've never even opened these, so I've not seen. I mean, I've seen pictures of what they look like, but I haven't actually seen the real toys yet. Apparently, they require some assembly or something. It's like IKEA instructions on the back. Anyway, so yeah, that's what those are. Huh. Okay. What am I using to connect the cabinet to the PS2? It's a custom I/O board that a friend of mine designed and built. I would pass more information on to you, but literally, there 3 of them exist, and that's all that there is. So, there's not really much else to say. You can't get them, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh, you said Wanna Parties on DJ Troopers? Okay, we can get there. Eventually. Is Spin the Disc here? I don't know if it is. I can look for it. I know I've played it on a couple of streams already, but that's okay. Love to Feel Your Body was on 8th and in 14. So you missed it twice, apparently, because I played 8th last stream and 14, I think, 2 streams ago. Stuff. Want to request both Tracing You Mix, and thank you for providing an English translation of the Moon Runes, because I am completely illiterate in Japanese. But Midsummer Flowers. Okay, yep, I can look for that. Those model kit cabinets go for an arm and a leg nowadays. Well, so as far as like what are they actually worth, that's a good question, because as far my understanding is they were redemption prizes. So in theory, like you could win one of those for what, 500 yen, whatever it costs to play a UFO catcher or something like that. So what is it worth? $5? I wish I could say that I won them that way, legitimately / cheaply. I absolutely did not. I definitely just like imported them from Japan through a deputy service. But I don't think I paid very much for them, like $15-20 a pop maybe, for each one of those. And I've got a lot though, I guess. So I guess I paid a lot for them in that regard. But yeah, I don't see them come up very often anymore. Because I don't think those have been a thing for at least 10 years, and when they do come up, they are definitely expensive. So, is Polynosis on here or nah? I don't know, but we'll find out. $100? Holy crap! Well, I mean, I'm not surprised, but. That's a lot of dollars for some plastic toys. But I mean, they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I am not trying to shit on like collectibles or people who like to collect things, or any of that kind of stuff. I think they actually are pretty cool. It's just that I have a lot of that kind of stuff that sits in a box, and that makes me a little bit sad on a personal level. It's like, here's a cool thing that I have that nobody ever gets to see. And so that's why I kind of like put the kibosh on collecting new things until I actually got through the things I've already collected. I have a big plan. Ooh, excuse me. I had some Subway for dinner, and that. Well, that was tasty the second time too. Oh. But anyway, I have a plan to try and get my my DDR marquees displayed, and I was hoping once I got those set up that I might put some shelves around and start displaying some of the figures and that kind of thing. But like I said, I'm a lazy asshole, and I just haven't like gotten to it, even though like I've had the time. It's just, I don't know, other things sounded like more fun to do. And the only downside of me not doing it, other than nobody gets to see these things, including me, is that it means I'm not buying any new collectibles right now. Anyway, I am, for one moment, I'm almost out of drink here, and I'm going to get myself some more to drink, and actually go to the bathroom for a second. I know that's just what you wanted to hear, like, oh, right? So if you'll allow me like a 5-minute break, I am going to put this back on sort of the equivalent of a track mode, I guess, and let it like make some noise at least. I will be back shortly. I'm back. That wasn't too long, was it? trying. I'm trying something new. I've never tried to have a beer with 2DX. I've had this beer before, so beer's not new. But I don't know. I've been a salty sailor, swearing all night, right? So I might as well have a beer to go with this. I feel like. What was next up? I think Spin the Disc was the only one that might have been actually on here. Yeah, I agree with you. I would not pay $100 for those models. I mean, they're cool, but they're not. I can think of a lot of things I'd rather have for $100. Was Spin the Disc on here? It is. So we can knock that out. I am not on double. Hold on. I also noticed that I've got echo on for no reason. Oh, and I gotta use this side, because I'm smart. Apparently. Feel like that was better than I've played it the last few times I've played it on stream. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever. All right. Too much stuff can be suffocating. Yeah. So I have this. I have a storage room that's down here in the basement. Basically, when I had the basement finished, it was just walled off the part of the basement that had all of the like utility stuff, like the water heater and the air conditioning unit and the sump pumps and all that crap. So it's all hidden away, but then there's like shelving units and stuff like that. But like all the shelves are full of shit, and there's shit all over the floor, and I keep doing this thing where like, well, not one time this year, way early, like February before COVID, right? That the last time I did anything, as far as like, having people over or doing a thing, right? But I always do this thing where it's like, I'm gonna have an event, I'm gonna have people over, and I'm like, okay, I gotta clean up the basement because there's stuff all over the place, especially this year because I keep like doing these streams, and I know I've complained about this before, where it's like, I've got wires everywhere and adapters and all this kind of stuff, and I kind of throw things around, and I try and make it clean, like what the camera can see, but like just off camera there's always usually some kind of like spaghetti bowl of wires or some mess, or I've moved a machine out of the way or something like that, right? But anyway, losing my train of thought. So right before an event, I'm always like, oh, I got to clean things up, and I go and I look, I start to pick things up, and I go to like put it in the storage room, and of course it's always just like a giant mess in there, and I'm like, I don't really have any place to put this, and so it's like, oh no, I'm gonna clean up the storage room. Now's the time. And so like I start pulling all of the shit out of the storage room, like I'm gonna go through it and sort through it and get rid of stuff. And I usually do a little bit, So I'll pull out like 10 boxes and they'll be stacked up, and I'll end up like getting rid of one box worth of stuff, and then like repacking everything, and then it's like the day of the party or whatever, and I'm just like, shit, and I just like shove everything back in the storage room, and there it sits for a while. so yes, too much stuff can definitely be suffocating, and I just need to, if I could just find some way to make that whole like process of like sorting out and cleaning up some kind of fun, then maybe someday I'll get through it. But it has not happened yet. But oh well. Storage closet tour. I might show you some stuff if I feel like it. I gotta find out, is all the dungeon stuff picked up? Can I? No, I'm kidding. It's fine. It's just a mess. Is all it really is. I might give you all a tour at some point just for fun. Can't wait till we get to 2DX Red. Yeah, well, we'll get there soon. You love the music on the main and select screen. Yep. You want Spin the Disc to be played at your funeral. Alright. That's an interesting choice. But, yeah, alright. Emotion was the request. Oh, it's Emotion 2003 Romantic Extra. Well, hope you all are ready for a little romantic extra. I've literally had one sip of beer, and I am already like, haha! Which I know is just like a total mental thing for me. Like, there's no way that had any actual effect. whew, that whole end section, I was like, this is kind of hard, and it's getting me to like play a bunch of stuff on my right hand and keep a beat on my left hand, and I'm like, this song is gonna make me switch, right, and play on my weak hand whatever this melody is, and then start keeping the beat on my right hand. Sure enough, it did it, and sure enough, I just like failed the shit out of it. Sorry. I know it sounded like trash, and I'm sorry. Do I have 20 or 24? Well, certainly I do not on PlayStation, because those do not exist. I think Empress was 16, and that was the end of the line. So no, I do not. I might play some arcade stuff later, but it's like a whole thing to get to switch over from PlayStation to arcade, be it PC or Twinkle, if I want to do Ace style or earlier. So it's not going to happen tonight, but keep tuning in. We'll I might get there. But always mirror to mitigate the offhand melody problem. Yeah, except on that one it was gonna it started on one hand and then went to the other hand anyway, so I would have been it was gonna hit me on both sides anyway. But it's fine. I'm just not that good at this game. I keep saying it. I'm not. I am okay at this game. That's as much as I'll give myself. But I'm sorry I butchered that song. I mean, it was a 7, so I guess I didn't even realize that when I went into it. But yeah, that's kind of out of my range. Like, there's a few 7s on single that I can do. I don't know. There might be a few 7s on double I can do, but not very many. Alright, well, let me see if there's any... So, first of all, okay, so I don't think I'm missing any other requests so far. I want to see if there's anything in here I want to play before I switch out to 10. Oh wait, no, there was one other. Somebody did ask for something. You wanted Traces and Midsummer Flowers. Okay. Traces. Please work. There it goes. See what I mean? Yikes. I had it until the end there. And then I was just like, you blew it! Sorry. And Midsummer Flowers. This is where I'm illiterate, right? And I look at it and like, okay. There we go. Hey, I at least passed that one. Better. You got a groove. And you caught me that I had forgotten this request, but I remembered it right before you said it. So, you got a groove. I think I did this already. Yeah, I did this one already. Tonight. And then, you gotta request Empathy. Because it has extra key sounds? Alright. I'm not familiar enough with this song to really know. But, ooh, I don't see it, though. Did I miss it? I don't see it under E. Oh, I guess I didn't have... Oh, I guess I wasn't in all songs. Okay. Well, there it is. Got it. Sorry. I think there might have been something else somebody asked me for that I looked to see if it was in old songs, but I didn't. I thought I was in old, or in all music. If somebody remembers it, throw it in the chat at me again. And in 10, Chris, you are asking why there's a Rubik's Cube here. It was because I was warming up my fingers with it before the stream. And I would say I am about as good at the Rubik's Cube as I probably am at 2DX. And that is to say, competent. Like, I can do it. Let's see here. Now the pressure's on, right? It's like, you said you could solve a Rubik's Cube. Can you actually do it live? Well, let's find out. Hopefully you can you see this in the, yeah, you can see this in the top camera. Do 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 do. I didn't say I was good at this. I just said I could do it. There you go. So yeah, I was just warming up my fingers with that before the stream. So I just set it down, and there it was. And then you asked about it, so I got to solve one on stream. Whee! No records, definitely no records. 5 p.m. Eternal. All right. What is FW? Like, I'm used to FT for, like, featuring or featured. Wow, there was some tricky turntable stuff in that. It's kind of fun, though. Kind of did bad, though, but whatever. You said in empathy the hi-hat and wobble sounds aren't in fourth style. Alright, cool. B-Rock You. Okay.
Listen to my
Yikes. Doing so bad. Jimmy Robbins, you're wondering what my favorite anime is. So here's a funny thing about anime with me. I like anime just fine, but I'm I'm not I'm not really into anime as like as a thing of its own. Uh, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't watch anime because it's anime. I watch anime because somebody tells me, hey, X is a really good show with really good characters or a really good story or really great music or something like that. Like, to me, an anime is just another show. And if there's something good about it that I would like, that like if it was something else, if it was live action, for instance, then I will probably like it. But just because it's anime is not enough for me to want to watch it. Like, I don't watch anime for it being anime, if that makes any sense. And so I guess to me, so I don't necessarily have a favorite in that regard, because I don't really necessarily group like any anime that I've ever seen together as a category to say this one is my favorite. And the other thing is I actually haven't seen a lot. I mean, there's probably I would say I have seen less than a dozen series of anything. But I guess the one that holds kind of a special place in my heart is Macross. And only because I, as a kid, remember watching Robotech when it was on TV. That really dates me, because that was early 80s, y'all. And like back then, like I didn't like anime wasn't a thing. Like, it wasn't a thing people talked about. To me, it was just another cartoon that was on TV, and I thought it was really cool. It wasn't until many years later that I learned, oh, this was actually Japanese, and oh, this was actually, an anime, and then I actually sought out the original series and watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, which it was mostly the same, but some differences. So yeah, I mean, that one just kind of holds a special little place in my heart, because like I know it from being a small child. I think I was 8 8 or 9, so I wasn't that small. I mean, I was small. I was a small child. Like, as a child, I was a small person too. So I didn't really start growing until I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15, and then I'm pretty like average size since then. But before 14 or 15, I was a skinny, tiny, short little kid. Except when I was a baby. When I was a baby, I was kind of chubby. There's like fat baby Brian pictures. Jungle Amen break. Is that a request? I don't think that's... 5 p.m. Eternals lyrics are talking about having a one-night stand. I was not paying that much attention, but... let the snow paint me. Okay, we can do that. Playing all the Santa songs tonight. flub that last note, but... Oh. Alright. And then usual days. Oh, thanks for the warning on the level. Did you say it's a level 7 on Light 14 now? So they re-rated it that much harder? Well, I kind of want to see what it looks like. I'll be like, yeah, that's a 7. Or, no, that's not that bad. I struggled there at the end, but man, I made it through. Hey, apparently that's an improvement too. So I think what you're telling me is that that's been re-rated. I definitely agree that's not a 4. Like, it's harder than a 4 for sure. I don't know that I'd say it's a 7 though. Maybe a 6? I don't know. Sweet, sweet love magic. Remember, bend knees. Ugh. Literally, if I'd hit that last note, I probably would have passed. Oh, yeah, look at that. Boo. That was just a little bit too fast for me. I think I would have liked a 2 and a 2.5. But there is no 2.5, so if you get 3 or you get 2. You get too fast or too slow, but that's okay. All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to see? Looks like we're 2.5 hours in. I feel like this is the longest I've stayed with one style so far. Is that Switch from DDR? Can you play? I don't know what it is, but we can play it. I love it. You get backwards on those, and then it's just like so hard to recover, and you just trash your bar. Like, look at that. Just. Sorry. Was it the Switch that you thought it was? It's not the same. Okay. I'm not familiar with either of them, so. It's. Whatever. Beyond the Earth. I actually played that earlier. I don't remember if I played it as a single or a double, though. RIP! Yep. Okay. So, Beyond the Earth. I think I played it as a double, so I'll play it as a single. Just kidding. That's hard to one hand. Okay, that's my favorite anime, okay? I'm in love again. Did I bite off more than I can chew? Yes. I was afraid of that. I was like, that beginning part's going to come back at the end, isn't it? Yes. Fail, 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 fail. Yeah, you're doing all right. Oh, hey, we're back again. Oh, well. Verfluct, you said you're curious on the background. Are you talking about Beyond the Earth? Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so, y'all. We're coming up on the 3-hour mark, and I normally cut these at like 3.5 hours, somewhere in there, and I'm probably going to do that tonight. I have not switched styles yet. I'm feeling like maybe I just won't tonight. We'll just stick with 9th, and then we'll come back next time and start with 10th. Unless there's some reason why we shouldn't. I just feel like for the next, we can probably make, spending another like half hour or so on this one feels better than trying to do just a little bit of 10th before I peace out. So, it seems like, it seems like compared to all the other styles that I've done so far, other than Gold, which was kind of a like, let's skip ahead because everybody wanted it. It seems like this one has a lot more songs that people know and or like and want to hear me butcher. Maybe not that last part, but you know. So I think I'm just going to stick with this through to the end, and then we'll come back next time with 10th. So Can't Stop Falling in Love. Yes, I can do that. This... Wow, a 3 or a 7. What is it as a double? So Can't Stop Falling in Love Speed Mix is actually one of my favorite doubles charts on DDR.
a 4 or a 7. A 7, which theoretically I've passed, but probably not tonight. I'm gonna stick with it as a 3 or a 4. Sorry, 4. Light 14. Hey, look! Girls driving cars. Must be Eurobeat. Alright. Night Style is your first 2DX. Feels nostalgic. Yeah, that's good stuff. Girls driving cars! Yep, there we go. Or Macho Gang. And Sylvia Drive. Is that in here? I know, I saw Macho Gang earlier. And yeah, I can do Sylvia Drive if it's in here. Yeah. Click that pen. Dig those holes. Kick that ball. Plug in that stereo. With your shitty composite video. To be fair, that was probably decent at the time. Make me that hamburger helper. That video is so goofy. I got a clear stoic? I tried already. I tried like 2 or 3 times in previous streams and sucked. I'll think about it. I've always wondered with this video if they were intending to put something behind her, like that's a green screen, and they just never did. Trying to cheese those runs, and I definitely like just smack the case here in the middle. Good job. Nice C for cool, right? Cool. So yeah, I always wondered with that video if that was a green screen and they intended to put something to like key something in behind her, or if it was just like a green wall and they just shot it like on the quick for no reason like that. But anyway, SeaWorld fan, why do you want to see me clear Stoic? What was it? What is it as a double? It's probably still like a 6 or a 7, isn't it? Oh, it's not even in here. Ha! I'm saved. It's not here. Haha. I'm just kidding. I may try it again sometime, but yeah, I've already tried it like a couple of times on stream, and I just can't do it. Your body. My body. Oh, good, cool. Yeah. Can't think of any good, cool songs I don't like.
Ooh, you weekend? You ready to get out and do what? You want to shake your body down? Come on, girl, let's hang out. Rock that.
Blang. Very nice. All right. Macho Gang sounds like a good cleaning song. It's because there's like the wiping in there, in the video. I wish it was a great cleaning song that that would get me to clean my storage room. So it says, if you like Tears, Prelude is like the instrumental version of it. Okay. Yep. I agree with you. I hear it. Music to your head. Oh! Slake, huh? Alright. So, I don't want to shit on Slake, but man, a lot of his songs are not good. Like, not good music. I don't remember this one off the top of my head, but hey, maybe if I drink some more beer, it'll sound better. Or maybe this is a good one. I don't know. I know he does have some songs that are good, but a lot of them just sound like noise to me. It's just like, here's a beat, and here's a bunch of random samples. Alright, that's my fault. I would fail it with a 78. So, yeah, okay, there were definitely parts of that I played badly and made it sound bad. But that song is not good. At least not in my opinion. So, the thing about... I think what it is about the songs like that is, like, they're just not melodic. It's just kind of like, there's a beat there, and then there's a bunch of samples that are just kind of doing stuff. And there's not really much to follow. It's just kind of... I don't know. It's bland. Like, I don't love it. I don't love it. I do like Gamble though, but that sounds like a song to me. Offbeat and all, but you know, whatever. So sorry. Like, I'm not. I'm not. If Slake is like your favorite artist, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like be a shithead about it. I just like, it's in my head that music to your head, right? That like, I don't really like Slake songs for the most part. Yeah, I didn't really like that one. I know a lot of that's just personal preference too, but oh well. Anyway, Starfield. So all of these, like, 140, 150 range songs, like, I really want, like, 3.5. And I keep ending up, like, it seems like I've been doing 4 on them, but they just feel, like, a little bit too fast. I mean, I'll try it again, but just need a little bit more granular high speed. Yeah, I like that one. But that's, like, it's got a nice melody. I dig it. Verflux. Good time here. Time to sleep. Good night. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go maybe another half hour anyway. So, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Need to request Charlotte. Interesting. 3 or a 4. Alright, I'm gonna slow this one down because it was. What a chill little tune. The voice is like ASMR. I don't know if it's that chill, but yeah, okay. Alright, what else we got here? I think I like this song. If I recall, if I remember it. Was the song I was thinking of, but that's a different mix than I was thinking. Still alright though. Not bad, not bad. I was the one. Okay. Yeah. More good cool. The way to my heart. Good cool and Eurobeat style? Yeah. Nice. Nicey nice. You remember a friend making fun of you playing Sylvia Drive, saying it was a dumb tune while I was smashing the controller trying to clear it. Oh, I don't know. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute tune. Alright, Distress. Uh-oh, look at that. That's a fail. That is a previous fail. Maybe I can pass it now. Although, I've not been doing better tonight. Mostly been doing worse, so we'll see. Hey, this is like the theme to Third Style. I take issue with this being a 6. Wow, okay. Hello. Bye.
Whatever. Okay, that's not a 6. That's at least a 7. And I sucked at it really bad. But it does sound like a cool song, and I kind of want to hear it not sound like absolute garbage. So let me see what it looks like as a single. And it's not like hearing the same song again twice, because I played it so bad, it's like you didn't hear it the first time. And it's still a 7. But at least it's a 7 single. Maybe I can two-hand this, and it does look like I've at least passed this before. So, let's see. Still screwed it up at the end, but yeah, that's actually a really cool song. It's just really hard. It's really hard too. Man, is that the fifth style? Is it fifth style? I don't know. I definitely the beginning of that is I recognize as being the theme of one of them. But yeah, pretty sweet song. It sounds like a Perfect X Games theme or something that'll play on MTV. Yeah, it sounds like something I'd hear like in an action movie, like an action movie title sequence or something. But the chart is a 9 on the new scale. Okay, I wouldn't disagree. It is it was hard. It was very hard, and it made me feel bad. It didn't make me feel bad. It made me feel like I'm not that great at this game, which I already knew, and that's okay. All right. Well, we are at just about the 3 hour and 20 minute mark. Can I do Quasar on Hyper? I don't know. Can I? On Hyper? I'm gonna say not likely, but I will try it. I will try it for you. gonna be enough notes to save it from 0. So, in case you didn't know, like, there are. I'm generally good up to like level 6. There are a few 7s or higher that I can pass, but very few. And that was definitely like when I was playing fairly regularly, which is not now. So, although I will say that in the last week, I've played more 2DX than I've probably played in the last 10 years. Maybe not 10 years, but actually maybe 10 years. It's been a long time. So, since I've played with any regularity, but yeah, so no. Definitely no, I can't pass that. Let's have some fun with fun. Play on high speed 1 or no high speed. Okay. Should I play it as a double? Should be doable. Oh, look at that. I have it saved as a 3. But you say that it has a speed up in it? Alright, I will try it as no high speed. Just to see. We'll challenge for the low speed, right? I don't think it went that... The speed up wasn't that fast. And playing it that slow was quite difficult, actually. Because there were a lot of notes that were pretty distant from each other on the two sides. And I'm like, is that a chord? Are they together? Or are they separate? And since it's on, real low speed, it's like, it's hard to tell. And I'm just like, So, whatever. That's pretty good, though. I like the song. I do like the song. You said you can't pass Quasar either? Well, okay, good. I feel better. I guess. Yes, sure. Yeah, sure. You say you're struggling with mid 10 and 11s on double. Yeah, I
I don't see myself ever getting to that level. Like after, shoot, 15 plus years of playing this game, and I'm only, like, I guess I haven't really tried to get any better, but even I haven't really naturally gotten past like sevens for the most part. I think I'm kind of plateaued. I'm as good as I'm gonna be, and that's okay with me. Like, it's fun. I'm good enough for the game to be fun, and all the really hard stuff. I'll just appreciate other people passing it. So, Quasar streams near the end of the song are do or die on both singles and doubles. Yeah, well, I definitely died. After years, you're slowly progressing through some level 7 and 8 songs. Learn a couple of 9s. Well, congratulations to all of you who are much better at this game than I am. Usually play fun with a towel. I've never really I've never gotten into the towel, or using the, what is it, like hidden plus or sudden plus or whatever, the things, the towel mode that you can do now in game. I don't know. It's kind of like, I mean, I understand it. I understand why people do it. It makes sense to me. I've never practiced with it. I've never played it really. So the few times that I've tried it, it was just like, either this isn't helpful or this is actually worse for me just because I'm not used to it. It's kind of the same thing with the bar for me in DDR. Like, if I hold the bar, I'm actually worse at playing, and it's just because I never used to play it. I've never played it that way, and the couple times that I tried, I was worse, and I was just like, not for me. Just I'll just do what I can, and that's good enough. So interesting. We were talking about speed, though. I was definitely, for a long time on DDR, I was always like a 1x flat person, or x1, I guess. A normal speed flat. Only because, like, I did start playing on 1.5 mix, and that's all you got. There were no mods, as far as, there was no Vivid, there were no speed mods, so 1x flat was all you got, and that's kind of how I was for a long time. So even after, even after we got Vivid and after we got speed mods, I like didn't use them for a long time. Nowadays, like, I'm fine with Vivid. Vivid's fine. I'm actually terrible with Solo, or Rainbow, I guess they call it now. I'm just not used to it, like seeing those colors, and it freaks me out, and I do terrible. I do tend to like play everything on 1.5 now, though. So I think that's from playing Pump It Up, where like everything, I do everything on at least 2x on Pump It Up. So I think I just got used to a little bit faster scroll speed, and so I've started using some speed mods in DDR, but I usually do not go beyond 1.5 unless it's something like Bag, where obviously it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But Fuchsia Sniper, just a beginner at Beatmania and play on regular keyboard. I'm better at other rhythm games. Well, I mean, this is the hard one, in my opinion. Like, this is the hard game that is hard. It's hard to play. It's hard to get into. It's hard to get better at. Like, I definitely failed a lot before I passed when I first started playing. So just keep at it. You'll get there. Regardless of difficulties, these charts are still fun to see and listen to. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that this is fun for you and other people, apparently, because it's definitely more fun for me to have some people to hang out with and chit chat while I'm playing. It gives me a reason and some motivation to actually like play these games.
I wasn't kidding before when I was saying like these games could go months without getting turned on because I mean I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound big headed or anything like that, but like most of them I've had for 10 plus years, so like I played them a lot when they were new, but like I don't have a lot of motivation to play them otherwise. Um, like normally. So, I'll play something else. I'll play on the Xbox upstairs or something like that. I like having people over to play with them because it's always more fun with other people. Even though a lot of these games aren't really like great 2-player games or anything like that, but it's just nice to have somebody around to kind of like hang out and talk to. And so like having these streams is almost that good. Like at least there are people to chat with. I don't get to hear you or see you, and you're not in the room to play with me, but it's nice to have people to chit chat and give me some suggestions for songs to play and to listen to my dumb stories, because I've got a lot of dumb stories. You meant to say stick on the PS2 version of Nine Style. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I think I already decided that, so we'll just keep I was gonna stick on Nine Style for the rest of the stream, and then next stream I'll come back and we'll start with 10th, and we'll go on from there. This is the first stream where I've only done one style though for the whole time, so I guess Ninth Style is popular. It's a good one. It's a good one. There are always growing pains towards using new techniques. Sometimes they take weeks or months to get used to before you see improvements. Yeah, and that's the thing, especially with like the bar on DDR. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care to be any better than I am at DDR. I actually prefer freestyle over like speed or tech play or whatever. Anyway, so like if like I'm good up to, well, again, this is one of the things where I'm an old school player, so I don't really even know what the new scale is exactly, but generally on the old scale, like I was good up to 9s. I can do pretty much most 9s, most all of the 9s, and 10s not so much. Like most 10s that I've passed like once or twice ever, and then that I was like, yep, I did it, cool, good enough, and then never played again unless I get a wild hair someday and I'm just like, let me try this, nope, still can't pass it, forget it. But I'm satisfied with that. Like, to me, playing up to 9s that's fun, and then beyond that, it's not that fun. Like, it starts to hurt, and I'm also old, so like max 300 not really that fun to me. Like I just get winded and I feel like I'm gonna die. So like if holding the bar means that I could pass that, it's like I don't care. Like, I don't care if I can pass it. I would rather freestyle kind lady than pass max 300. So I guess what I'm getting at is, yes, I understand that if I were to actually try and play with the bar and practice that I probably would get better. There would probably be things that I could pass that I'm unable to pass otherwise. But what I'm saying is I don't really care about passing those things. So like putting in the effort to play with the bar is just like not a thing for me. Like, I don't care. I'm sorry if that sounds if that sounds shitty. It's not meant to sound shitty. It's just like, for me personally, it's not something that interests me, and so I never bothered to learn. That's really all there is to it. And same thing with 2DX. Like, I have worked myself up to the point where it's like
the things that I'm able to do are fun. Like, it's fun to play and I enjoy it. And the things that are too difficult for me, a lot of them, it's like, in the struggle of trying to pass them, it's like I can feel my wrists starting to hurt. I can feel my fingers starting to hurt. You know, like it feels uncomfortable to the point where it's like, maybe I don't really care. Like I don't know if I want to get any better than this if it's that hard. You know, I'll just play the songs that are a little easier. I'll play on Light 7 and Light 14 and you know, have a good time with it and just enjoy the music and you know, banging on keys. So that's my long diatribe on all that stuff. So, and again, like I said, none of that is meant to sound shitty. Like whatever works for you, whatever is fun for you, do it. So like, I'm not saying don't play with the bar because I don't play with the bar. I'm saying I don't care to play with the bar. If that's what you want to do, go for it, you know? Anyway. 2DX is the Olympics of rhythm games. Something like that. Death match of rhythm games. You meant to say the songs stick around. Oh, okay. Well, let's do that then. Oh, I was in double. I'm already in double. Not paying attention. Stick around. Oh. Am I missing it? I don't see... I don't think I'm so drunk that I can't alphabetize, and I'm not seeing stick around. So, sorry about that. I guess I don't know if it's in there. If I should be looking in something else, but I don't see it. I'm in all music. Maybe it's something I haven't unlocked, possibly. I don't know. Let me know if you know something that I don't, which is very possible. Very likely, actually. You also played Old School DDR, got out of touch after Extreme. You tried to get into it again, I was all, new scale starts! Very hard also. Like, pump it up. Yeah, Extreme was definitely the last mix that I played a lot of. I did play some Supernova 2, but everything after that, like, I've played them, but not that much. So yeah, I'm definitely not used to the new scales. Like, I don't have a lot of trouble. I think I'm about as good at the game as I ever was. Maybe just a little notch lower. Like those 10s that I maybe passed once or twice back in the day. Like, I can't do them now, but anything else, like, I can do it. So there's that. Kamikaze. All right. All right, and we are at the 3 hour and 40 minute mark, which I think is a record for me. I don't know that I've ever gone this long before. sounds like a 5-key song. It sounds like what I think of as a 5-key song, where it sounds like it's from a game, where it's not really music that stands on its own, and the key sounds are very very gamey. I don't know how best to explain it. I'm politely saying I don't really love that song. I don't really like a lot of old 5-key songs and early 2DX songs. They just sound kind of thin and just like I was saying about Slake, where it's like there's not really a strong melody to them, and they're just kind of. That one was okay. Like it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. And again, that's just my opinion. Like if that's your thing, cool. I'm not trying to be a shithead about it. So stick around is only on 5th and 8th. All right. Well, sorry. Base NV42. He said you're 200 pounds now, so you'd rather play 2DX. Yeah, I'm definitely the heaviest that I've probably ever been in my life. Like the 165-ish range, somewhere in there. And like when I was playing DDR, like heavily, back in like the early 2000s, I bet I was probably like 125, maybe 130 at the most. So yeah, I'm definitely a lot heavier and slower than I used to be. But it has been 20 years, so that's the thing, I guess. But I still enjoy it. I still like it. You haven't seen Love Shine played yet. I did play it. I played it earlier, like really early in the stream. But I can play it again. I think I played it as a single, so I'll play it as a double, even though you're saying that it has a cute video, which it does. But you'll at least get to see it in the little corner. So, Kamikaze is a 4-style song. A lot of 5-key artists migrated to 8th and 9th style when beatmania the final was done. Yeah. It has that style. It sounds like a 5-key song to me. And I'm not saying that like all 5-key songs are bad, because I know that's not true. Although I don't know a ton of 5-key songs, because like I said, my first experience with beatmania at all was 2DX 4th style, and then like I do have 3rd style CS, but like I've only played 5-key beatmania like a handful of times. So like I'm not super familiar with most of the music in 5-key, but most of the music I remember from 5-key is like I described, where it's like there's not really a strong melody, and the key sounds are like just it feels like it was made for a key sounded game. It doesn't feel like music that you would ever listen to in some other fashion, I guess is what I'm saying. Love Shine would be under L, because wow. Maybe it is about time for me to wrap this up, because I'm not even able to alphabetize properly anymore. And I don't think it's the beer. I think I'm just getting a little bit tired. Was that a full combo? Yeah, I guess it was. Neat. All right. Good song. Good songs. All right. In your good times at DDR, you were 140 pounds and could clear some nines. How tall are you? I'm about 5'8". So, just to give you some idea. Because if you're like 6 foot and 140 pounds, then that's like you were a skinny dude. And 200 is like, whatever. But anyway, okay, so Moonchild on doubles and Linus. I'm gonna make those my last two songs because I'm actually approaching the 4-hour mark here, which is crazy to me. That's a long time to just be standing, honestly. Like, I feel like I should be riding a roller coaster next or something for standing around this long, right? But so yeah, I'm gonna do Moonchild and Linus, and then I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight and see you next time. All right. Nice. Nice. I like that one. Alright, last song. Last song for tonight. I like this one too. This is a good one. You know, I think like I like that song anyway, but I think I know that song more from Poppin' than from 2DX. Um, but yeah, good either way. All right. Well, I said I was gonna make that my last one, so I'm gonna make that my last one. And anyway, I just wanted to do the usual, right? Where I'm like, thank you for showing up, thank you for chatting, thank you for watching my stream and things and all that stuff. And this is the second time now that I've done it. I'm being a doofus about it. I actually like genuinely. I do appreciate everyone who comes and chats and gives me some suggestions of things to play and tells me their stories and lets me tell them their stories or tell them my stories. Asks questions and answers questions, all that kind of stuff. Like it makes this so much more fun just to have a little bit of like an interactive thing where I get to you know I get to interact with people in this year that I don't get to see very many people that much, and that sucks. But hopefully everybody had a good time. Hope y'all have a good night. Hope you had a great weekend. And I will be back. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow, Monday. Possibly. I'll see how I feel during the day tomorrow, and I'll try and schedule something as soon as I realize, or as soon as I know that like I have the time and feel up to it. But I would imagine probably Monday or Tuesday night I'll be back on, and like I said, I'll start with 10th, and we'll move on from there. We're getting into we're in the double digits now, right? Yeah. So anyway, let me peek in on what y'all are saying. You're all just saying goodnight too. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for clicking in and hanging out. And I will see you all next time. Good night.